Good day, good day. It is Saturday, October 23rd, 2021. Welcome to Keeping It Real Conversations with Sunshine. I am your host, Camila, aka Sunshine. I have been rocking for a minute now and I am loving it. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for tuning in, sharing, liking. If you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do so. It is the name of the show. We are currently live on Facebook on my page, Sunshine Camila, Kamela. We are live on Spotify. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Twitch, GrooveRadioDetroit.com, and one more, but I can't remember right now. But however way you can find us, please do so, like and share. Today we have an awesome lineup as always. We have an artist slash designer with Travis Malloy today, and one of M1's basketball player, Tim Gittens, which is AKA Headache. So today I have a break in between the shows. We have one at 1 and we have one at 3 o'clock. So please tune in. Again, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You are one person away, one advice away from where you need to be in your destiny. And it has been proven since I started this show. So again, thank you for joining in. Our guest will be here shortly. So in the meantime, thank you. I hope you guys are enjoying your Saturday. I'm glad it is Saturday and we don't have to have a work day. Again, whatever you do in the moments that you have while you still have breath, please love on your people, check on your people. For those who are connecting, we have some good shows coming up soon. And definitely I will put out my flyers so you can tune in and have a conversation with me. So our guest will be on shortly. I also, like I said, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for taking the time out and support the show. Again, Keeping It Real Conversation has been in existence since last December, and it's almost a year coming up. We have already surpassed our 100 episode. So thank you guys again for doing this with me. Hopefully this is helping someone. I try my best to get guests on here to tell their stories, how they're making it, what they survived, what they're doing, so we can all support one another. We can't do this without one another. So again, thank you for those who encourage me in the background to make sure that I continue to do this. So I love you guys. Keep pushing, keep supporting the show, and all we can do is go up from here. So thank you again for tuning in. Again, for those who are grieving, I want to say a shout out to you. There's no time in your process of grieving how long it takes. But in the meantime, talk to someone. You're not alone in these situations. I've been there and I've done that. And I had to take moments and really understand that I have to still live beyond what has happened. Everybody's circumstance and everybody's process is different. But in the meantime, you still have to live. Check on your loved ones. Isolation is not cool, but at the same time, there should be growth in your isolation. I had to learn that myself, being a people person, that sometimes I need to be by myself. Less drama. I had to worry about different things that happens when you're around a whole bunch of people. But sometimes in isolation, and I had to understand that today, that on yesterday, that sometimes the biggest revelations that you get is on the island by yourself, sitting under a tree, John the Revelator, going away to pray by yourself. Come on, Jesus. different ones that we had to be alone to get the directions and instructions sometimes. And sometimes when you're around a whole bunch of people, you don't get all the answers that you need. So again, that's my tip for today. Also, ladies, I put out maybe a week ago. A friend told me when we were doing the fashion show that um, if you want to be in heels for a long time, preparation H on your feet will help you. And it truly, I thought it was crazy, but I did it and it works. You will not be in any pain. You won't even feel your feet, but you know you're there. But at the same time, you won't be in any pain being in your heels for a long time. So take that tip for today as your own. Again, I'm just waiting on a guest, and we will be starting the show soon.
Hello?
I'm here, but I can't see you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm setting it up. I'm in the car. Drive.
Oh, I
Hey,
can
hey,
see you.
how you doing?
I am good. How are you?
Always on the move, beautiful. Always on the move.
It looks nice behind you.
I'm just trying to keep up with you.
With me? How?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
y'all living the life of the rich and famous. I'm just out here trying to survive in the pandemic.
Well, you better speak it then. Rich
See,
and
see?
famous. Come
I'm
on
glad
now.
you caught it. I'm glad you caught it.
Yes, I caught that. I caught it. Well, guys,
Was
I want you guys to welcome Travis Malloy to the show. I am so
thank
excited that you are able to be here.
thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I'm sorry I'm in the car. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I was already told this is your travel day. So, with that being said,
Okay.
still, I thank you for taking the time out and actually coming through to while I'm on my couch and you are in your car. We are going to have a great conversation.
Okay.
So, I was reading up on you. Normally, I don't do this. And I said, well, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. What are you not doing? That's what I should be asking the question.
Oh my goodness. You know, it's crazy that you say that. I thought it, but I didn't expect it to do what it has done. You know, music has always been my passion and number one for me. And, you know, growing up in church, my mentors used to always say, everything you touch is going to prosper. And I would immediately limit, you know, those words and limit even God and saying, okay, I guess, anytime I do music, it's good. But no, it wasn't just that. It was anything that I've touched. And now I put my hands in the fashion industry and apparel industry, and just recently started a clothing line in January that has literally changed my life. So for outside of singing, songwriting, producing, performing, vocal coaching, I'm now, running a very thriving, thank God, clothing line that has literally changed my life. So I'm super, super grateful for all the things that I'm able to do.
So with music, were you did you have like was this all inspired by God? Did you go through training or anything like that?
Definitely all God. Obviously probably every Black singer in America grew up singing in church, or
Mm-hmm.
at least had roots or connection to it. So I definitely grew up and started singing in church at a very, very young age, and you know, sang gospel and traveled, and learned how to play the piano and all that kind of stuff in church. And as I got older, I started transitioning to more mainstream, and a little bit of both, just kind of inspirational, being able to touch everybody everywhere. And that's kind of where that is where I got my love for music and songwriting and producing. And I grew up in a very diverse home musically, so we wasn't just listening to
Music, right.
John P. Key and Kurt Franklin. We were listening to Earth, Wind and Fire and Jodeci and Charlie
Yeah.
Wilson. So when I create music, you hear all of those influences. You hear all of the gospel. You hear all the R&B. You hear the country, all mixed in one. So I'm grateful that I have a platform, strong enough where I can do what I want to do and not have to live in one lane.
And I think that is very important because, we get into these deep conversations with people about we going to hell because we listening to R&B, we this and that. And I said, well, when you making love to somebody, are you listening to gospel music?
Not at all. They,
Okay,
they ain't,
let's
they
be
ain't,
real with it, okay?
not at all. So, there's a lot of, we grew up with a lot of hypocrisy and, you know, in church and in religion where it's crazy because all truth is parallel. Secular is secular. Every people that would scream, I shouldn't be singing secular music, were working secular jobs. You know what I'm saying? So it can't be just convenient to what works for you and what you don't like or listen to. Now, I do understand the spirit of music, and that the spirit of music is very strong and very powerful. So what I sing may be mainstream music, but it is not anything that promotes violence or promotes anything devilish or anything like that. You know what I mean? My music is positive. Rather, I'm talking about God or making love is positive.
Right, exactly. I saw not too long ago, and this is how I have to tell people how I know you.
Okay.
Sometimes I have moments where I just scroll through IG
Uh-huh.
and your name came up and there was a clip of you singing with Kim Burrell. And I almost fell out my bed, okay? And I think you were doing a rendition of an Aaliyah song, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it was the same video, not the same song, but the same video. Yeah, I did a virtual concert and I featured Kim Burrell as one of the special guests on that concert. And I had her sing Through the Fire by Shaka Khan. And then I came in and sang Love. And, she took it from there as only she could do. One of the greatest singers I've ever heard in my life. So that was exciting. And that virtual concert was iconic to me and revolutionary because, not a lot of artists are confident enough to get on a stage in front of thousands of people and go through every genre.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We did country, we did hip hop, we did R&B, we did gospel, and we were able to feed the souls of all kinds of people. You know what I mean? When you limit yourself to just one thing, you limit your reach
Yes, yes.
to one type of people, one kind of people. And if we're going to say God is much bigger than what we've created him to be in our heads.
Absolutely.
So, there's been times that I've been singing R&B and singing in clubs, and people will come up to me like, "Oh my God, even though you were singing R&B, I felt the power of God in your voice."
Yes, yes,
Because that's just nothing you can get away from. You know what
yeah,
I mean? It's the same thing when you hear Tank. It's the same thing when you heard Jodeci back in the day. You know what I mean? That you didn't always feel like it was R&B. They had that rich texture to their voices that, transcended just a genre. You know what I mean? You
yes,
felt power, which only comes from God.
yes, absolutely. And even in the conversations that they have through their lyrics, even though we know them as, okay, this is the R&B group, this is the R&B, king or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
you still hear church in their voice. You still hear that conversation that they have with God. Um,
Exactly.
and and that's the same thing I feel when I hear your music. When I
Wow.
listen at that those clips, not just because of Kim Burrell, which I love, um,
Right, right.
but you took us there, even with not realizing that it was an R&B song.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's why I like that too. Now that I mentioned that, so I was watching, I'm not sure if you know Terrell Rice, the one who has the
Yes.
wall on YouTube.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So I'm watching this and I'm a fan. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care what going on in his personal life, that ain't none of my business. But I
Mm-hmm.
love him.
He's
And
amazing.
he had the Nelson brothers on there, Jason and Jonathan Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
And they panned to the audience, whoever they brought. I don't know if it was you or somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
They had your shirt on.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wait, I'm about to have him on my show. And they went, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about where this what do you call it? A slogan? What do you
It's the apparel line is called Dream Currency,
right?
and the collection that is worldwide right now at this moment is millions, billions, trillions, which is what I have on now. And
Mm-hmm.
it's all about affirmation. Millions, billions, trillions is all about elevation. It's all about going higher and getting more and getting what you deserve. Um, it has literally changed my life. I've always been a manifestation kind of guy, and where I've spoken things into existence. So I'm not going to sit here and act shocked that God is doing all these things for me, because He gave me the power to speak it, and I spoke it when I was young, and it's now, coming into fruition, and I'm super grateful. I never thought in a million years it would happen like this. I knew it was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to happen like this. I was actually working as a music director at a church in January, and you know, the honest truth is they just randomly fired me, and
Wait, what?
yeah, they fired me. It did me dirty. And I say that, I mean, because it's just the truth and it's a part of my testimony. But you know, there were some great people there, but this it's all politics. It's all of that. You know what I mean? And definitely wasn't about talent or gifting, but a lot of times, sometimes when you have too much, people can't handle that either.
You better say
And yeah, so when they fired me, I didn't know what I was going to do, honestly.
yeah.
And I was like, God, I need you to, meet me where I need you the most right now. This is how I survive. This is how I take care of myself. And we're in a pandemic, and 3 days later, I released this line. And I remember saying, God, if you just let me sell 10 hoodies a week, that I'll be able to survive. And it went from 10 to selling 20 and 30 a day.
Mm-hmm.
And it just started growing and growing and growing and changing my life. And now into worldwide, partnerships that are touching all walks of life all over the world, from celebrities, from DMX a few weeks before he passed, all the way to Missy Elliott, to Michelle Williams, Tamar Braxton, all of them wearing it. It has become a lifestyle for people. People are, seeing people walk through the airport and they're videotaping and send it to me. It's an everyday thing now. And it has become a thing. That's actually what I'm doing as we speak. I'm just pulled up to the factory to get, pick up some product. You know what I mean? This is what I do now. And God has surely enlarged, my territory when it comes to this. And he has changed my life, so where I was angry and disappointed and bitter for being released, now I'm grateful that they fired me, because it pushed me into another level of purpose. So I'm not walking around mad now. There was a moment I wanted to smack all of them.
Right.
Because I just felt like, dang, you could do me like that in the middle of a pandemic, and you don't even think like, no, okay, but God got you. He got you. You know what I mean? That's just one source. That was just one source, and God said, let me show you something else that you're good at. You know what I mean? Let me show you something else that you can do that's going to change your life and give you more money than music has ever made you.
Woo. Yes.
So now it turns into, do we really trust God like we say we do? You know what I mean? When things hit the fan, when things get low, So that's where we are. And now millions, billions, trillions is going all over the world. And we're just getting started. I mean, literally, we have only been in existence since, October, but we've only been selling since January.
Wow.
You
And
know,
it seems so simple, but sometimes we take the simple things and we try to, no, I want to be like this person. I want to be like that person. God's like, no, you're unique in your own, in this lane right here.
it is so simple, and that's why it is doing what it's doing, because it's simple. The words are simple, but the message is
Yes.
huge. The message is huge. I mean, there are times when, we're a new company, so sometimes we get backed up. We're still learning, we're still growing, and there are times our shipments get backed up, and people call us like, where's my stuff? Where's my stuff? Because not everybody knows Travis Malloy, the artist. Some people are ordering because they've seen it. You know what I mean? So they don't approach me as fans. They approach me as like, hey, where's my stuff? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And there are times where they don't know they're talking to me, and I'll message them and say, hey, we apologize. We're a little behind and delayed, but we can offer you a refund and you can reorder that. They were like, we don't want our money. We want that millions, billions, trillions on our chest.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me feel so good that people don't even be wanting their money back. They like, no, we want to be a part of this movement. You know what I mean? So that's when you got something, when you can't even get people their money back. They don't even want it.
Wow.
They want the shirt. They want the hoodie. And that's
So
when I
where
knew we
can
had
they
something.
actually order it at?
You can get your hoodie, your sweatshirt, your t-shirt at livedreamcurrency.com. Livedreamcurrency.com. And it is going crazy. We just did a partnership, uh, just sent out a press release this week about our partnership with Radio One, the largest Black diversified media company in the country. Shout out to my friends over at Radio One, Sam Tatum, for orchestrating that connection and relationship, as well as Kathy Hughes, the founder of Radio One, TV One.
Mhm.
This is a powerful movement that is now going to unlock so many minds to think bigger. It's not just about money, it's about elevation. I got some expensive clothes, and sometimes when I put my little Louis Vuitton on or my Gucci, it feels good. Be like, oh, this is nice. But I'm telling you, I feel like a boss when I'm walking around with millions, billions, trillions on my chest. I feel like I can conquer anything that I want when I put this on. It's not just money. It's about evolution. It's about um, conquering fears. You know what I mean? It's just so much behind this millions, billions, trillions. You know what I'm saying? If we want to use scripture, for the religious, the Bible says, you know, the root of evil, money is the root of evil. Uh, but so is the lack of it. Because when people don't have it, they go crazy.
Yeah, and they'll do something crazy to do
They'll
it. Forget.
that's what I'm talking about. So and for the love of money is the root of all evil. I'm sorry, I misquoted that. For the love of money is the root of all evil. So, but the Bible also says that money answereth all things. You can't survive. You can't even. There's a meme going around that went viral a couple months ago. It says, "I'm staying in a house. It costs $200 a day to be outside." It's expensive. When I'm driving around all day, I end up putting $50 in the gas tank. Then you end up going out to eat and spending $40. Then you end up going to Walmart buying something you don't need to buy. And then you end up going to eat again. You didn't spend $150 just being outside. It costs money to survive and to be comfortable. It takes money to survive and be comfortable. And you deserve it. We deserve to be blessed. We don't we don't really learn that, growing up. We think that it's just all about serving, and not getting anything in return. And somehow salvation has been connected with struggle.
Struggle, yeah.
No, we deserve to be blessed. We deserve to be wealthy. How dare us walk around and say I'm a king's kid and God is a king and we ain't never got no gas money. We can't never afford our bills. That's a misrepresentation of the kingdom.
And he owns everything.
He owned everything and we ain't never got no money.
Yes, I
But we're trying to convert souls to Christ. I wouldn't want to be a part of that kind of kingdom.
right.
You know what I mean? Not the struggle.
Right.
That's not what he wants
You
from us.
helping you are definitely not only speaking to the choir, but you are definitely helping so many people, even myself. I looked on, I think it was your Instagram, I can't even remember, but I saw so many celebrities with this shirt on, this sweater, this hoodie, and rocking it like this was Louis Vuitton.
Mm-hmm.
Or speaking those things, like even when you said you deserve it, I
Mm-hmm.
just was told that. Like, why don't you think you deserve something? Like, why don't you think that um it's more to it? And you have that feeling inside of you, but sometimes because of fear, you be thinking, nah, that's not what it is.
Yep.
No, it's not that. And so even with this keeping it real um podcast, once I started and I know I heard God, it was like more people started calling, more people started reaching out, want
Mm.
to tell their story, want to see people like you tell their faith walk. The
Yeah.
flyer itself, you actually on a road with faith on there. I had no idea about your story. I had no idea, but it makes sense to me now why God showed it to me that way.
Wow.
That this is your faith walk.
Yep.
And you still haven't even scratched the surface yet.
I believe that. I believe that.
So I also read that you are back into you just released a song, um and you're back into music now. And so when I saw the background of it, like put you in the field of Jodeci, Cry for You, that would listen, that was a banger, okay?
Yeah, for sure. And I'm excited to talk about that because men are vulnerable now.
Mm,
There's this overly masculine persona you have to have now to be successful in music. It's who can sleep with the most women, who can get the most girls, who can move on the fastest, who's the toughest, you know what I mean? I was listening to a rap song a couple weeks ago on the radio. It was talking about, you ain't nothing if you ain't shot this many people, or you ain't how many people you killed, or how many times you've been to jail. Like, it's almost like we want affirmation in negative things to be affirmed for being tough, for being the bad guy. But the truth is, Jodeci were the bad boys of R&B, but they didn't mind crying for what they believed in, which was love. You know what I mean? They didn't mind being vulnerable to being brokenhearted and being honest. You know what I'm saying? So that's why this song is special for me. Never Love You Again, my new single. Even though it was me taking a stance saying that I'm finally moving on and I'll never love you again. But I cried. I cried writing it. I cried recording it. You know what I mean? Because I actually experienced that. So it was definitely real stuff. So that's why I was able to use, those times when men were vulnerable. Now it's like, hey, if you don't want me, I got 10 other girls on Instagram that want me. You know what I mean? Or even for females, if you don't want me, I got 10 other guys that are in my inbox. But nobody wants to do the work. I love Ayanla because she always talks about doing the work. Nowadays we don't like to be vulnerable enough to do the work. It's like, if you make me upset, I don't want to do the work to fix it. I'm just going to find someone else. Why aren't you? So now, even with my friends, there are times where we would get into it and we would stop speaking for weeks and weeks at a time. And then I call them and say, hey, you're valuable to me and you're valuable enough for me to fix it.
Mm.
So this is bigger than just romance. This is platonic. This is just friends. You know what I mean? How many times have we fallen out with people and our egos wouldn't allow us to fix it? And now we've messed up lifelong friendships and relationships because our egos told us, no, don't fix it. Go get another friend that'll fill the void that you lost with them. You know what I mean? So it's this, the message is so huge. When I write something or when I produce something, it's bigger than just what you're hearing in the moment. You got to break it down all the way and know that, like, who's valuable in your life, you know?
That is awesome, because a lot of times, just having human moments, period.
Yep. Yep.
You might catch me on the wrong day.
You better know it.
Sunshine all the time.
Yeah, of course.
You can ask my
Of course.
husband that.
I
So
love it. I love it. I
you
love it.
have to, have that person that will, I apologize. And I had to learn that, that I have to apologize. I can say I'm sorry
Yep.
and not feel like I'm a punk. And
Yep.
it's okay.
Yep. I
Because
just seen a meme 2 days ago. I just seen a meme 2 days ago that said, and I used to say this all the time. I never thought anybody was thinking like me. But I just seen a meme literally 2 days ago that said, Anita Baker is the last woman to apologize in '94.
well, now you have what Tank saying that he apologized.
Mm-hmm.
You mess up. And
Mm-hmm.
the good thing about apologizing or getting it right, you don't want a good thing to go to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yep.
they're in a rejection state,
Right.
dealing with somebody that's worse off than you, and them
Right.
thinking, oh, this is love. No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And so we
Mm-hmm.
gotta correct it for, future relationships with other people, even with our kids.
Yeah.
I've seen so many kids feel rejected, not
Mm.
loved, not being able to say sorry, or their parents tell them they sorry. They don't have
Mm-hmm.
a manual.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a book to say,
Yep.
hey, screw number C is off. You need to tighten it. It doesn't happen that way. So we
Mm-hmm.
have to say, I'm sorry. We have to fix it, because if not, you're gonna have adults walking around with issues
Mm-hmm.
stemming
I
from
agree.
kids,
I
stemming
agree.
from their childhood. And so the affirmation with the millions, billions, and trillions, I'm like, okay, I need to go on the website today to order my own, so I can see, not only see it, but I
Mm-hmm.
hear testimonies. I've seen them, I read them about how when they started saying these things, it
Yep.
starts coming to an existence.
I'm telling you, it'll find you. It will find you. Everything you say, everything you think about. That's why it's very, very important to watch even your mood, because when your mood changes into negative energy, that's what you attract. You attract what you feel and you attract what you say. And as life hits you every day, you can be in a great mood and go outside and you got three flat tires. You have to figure out a way to channel your uh, frustration from a different place, so that once you put air in those three tires, that you don't go down the road and then your engine blow up, because you've attracted more negative energy just from something simple as, let me just put air in the tire. I'm not going to let that ruin the rest of my day.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So the message is powerful. The millions, billions, trillions message is powerful. And I'm excited that we are getting ready to have the entire world walking around saying millions, billions, trillions, wearing it, seeing it. We're going to license it all over the world. You're going to see millions, billions, trillions everywhere.
Wow. I am I am glad that God chose you for this.
Thank
And
you.
I have to state it that way, because some of the things that happen, God chose us for, because he knew you was going to be able to handle it, for one. Two, even going to the point of the testimony of being fired and you didn't do nothing wrong.
Oh,
the guy opened the door, the floodgates been open.
Okay.
That's
Now,
your obedience.
now I make more money than the people who fired me.
That's crazy.
No, but that's what God will do. He will turn it around. He will turn
For
it
your
around. It's like,
good.
for your good. He's like, I got you. Let me do this. Let me
Wow.
do this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay. I remember the day I cried. It wasn't a cry of getting fired. It was a cry of, this is why you have to be careful, because I have to be honest, even in my saying that I was angry. A month before, I said, I can't wait till I don't have to work at a church and I can just go to church and get fed and go home and do my business and do what I love to do. I didn't know 30 days later God was going to do that. You know what I mean? So you have to, we don't really value how powerful our words are, because I spoke that into existence. I just wasn't prepared for it to happen in 30 days. My
Wow.
manager reminded me when I called him going off, I'm cussing and screaming all kinds of stuff like, do you believe these? And he's like, Travis, calm down. Do you remember what you said 30 days ago? And I had to calm down. He
Wow.
said, God got you. If this happened, that's because it's moving that God is moving that out the way for you to do what you're really called to do.
Now you a clothing designer. You still doing music. You just partner with one of the uh largest companies in Radio One.
Yeah.
And now the world will actually, not that we're doing this for our names to be in the light. No, we're doing it because God's name is going to be
Mm-hmm.
magnified because
Mm-hmm.
God did this, not man.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
God did
I
this.
did it. I did it for sure.
So it is a great thing to be able to have you on to actually tell the testimony, because it's doing something even for me.
Wow.
You get those moments where you frustrated and you like, you want to say you bigger than this,
Mm-hmm.
and you just don't know or see it yet. And to hear you say these things, to even speak those things as though they were, and now they're here, and you still haven't even scratched the surface of what God is going to do, even
Mm-hmm.
in this.
Yep.
So it's awesome. So I always ask this question of all my guests: what is something, I don't want to say, how do I say it? What is something that your fans have no idea you either like or you don't like?
Mm.
And that don't necessarily have to be food or anything like that, or something you like doing that most people wouldn't even have no clue or no idea.
Well, you know what? Honestly, I could say this because the only people that know this are people that are super close to me. But people think because of who I am that I'm just out and on red carpets all day and flying all over. I'm actually a homebody. I love being in the bed and watching TV. I love being in the bed and watching murder investigations and Law and Order and The Godfather of Harlem and and stuff like that. I love being at home and just watching that. And uh, I would say this: I don't like being alone. And what I mean by alone, like I'm the kind of guy that when I get filthy rich and have a mansion, I'm probably gonna have 3 friends living with me.
Wow.
And it's funny because Drake has this big compound in California, and he has like 10 friends that like live in that house with him. And it's not that like I can't be alone, because I am alone a lot. Yeah, I'm alone now. I'm getting ready to go eat breakfast by myself alone. So it's not that, but like being in a house, I love just having friends and because I grew up like that.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that.
So now that I'm saying that, I'm being reminded of why I'm like that even right now on this show with you, is that me and my mom, we was always helping somebody. I grew up in a household that if somebody needed help, they moved in with us. And my mom was like Salvation Army. We were always helping somebody. So we we always had people there, whether it was my friends that needed help or somebody, one of her friends that needed help or a family member that needed help. We always had a house full. So I think I've grown accustomed to somebody being in my house or just, in the guest room or downstairs in the living room, and just being and having fun. You know what I mean? It's fun to have people that you love and that you're connected with that understand you, being around you. So that's where it's from. So people probably don't know that.
Now that makes sense. I was just while you were talking, that just came to me. I'm like, that must have been the household thing, like um someone else being there. Um
Mm-hmm.
just not to say like some people be like, well, where are you scared? And I'm like, no, you just that was your growing up, and then different experiences that you had in life,
Yep.
going to college and different things. You're around people all the time.
Yep.
So those moments be like, okay, oh, I
Yep.
ain't gotta say nothing to nobody. It's just me. Or
Mm-hmm.
um, so how are you as a son? Like,
Well, I am a mama's boy for sure. I am a mama's boy for sure. My dad passed away when I was 13 years old, but he was an amazing, amazing, amazing man. He didn't live with me. Him and my mom weren't together when I was, alive. But he was a great man, great man. Kept a great job. He worked and retired from UPS after 31 years. Retired, came and picked me up every weekend, took me out to eat, took me to the movies. He was a great dad. But I was raised by my mom. My mom is my biggest supporter. She is my biggest fan. My mom will sell my CDs and my shirts at a funeral. She don't care what's going on. My mom is my biggest fan. Everybody in my hometown, the city of Pittsburgh, knows that. And that's why I work so hard so that I could take care of her and let her the rest of her life be peace and fun and no stress and no debt. And
right,
so yeah, I'm a mama's boy. My mom know all my business. Whenever I'm going through something, I call her. Sometimes she get on my nerves because she start trying to tell me what to do. But I do tell my mom a lot. And we just have that kind of relationship. She raised me, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I do have to remind her, like, all right, mom, I'm a man now. I'm not 16. So I'm
right,
going to make my own decision. I just need you to listen to what I'm telling you, right?
right, right.
uh, but she's a very strong woman, one of the strongest women I know, and has endured a lot and raised 3 kids by herself. So that's why I'm busting my butt so that I could repay her and take care of her for the rest of her life.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, that's part of what we're supposed to do once um we get to a place where we can,
Mm-hmm.
help. I help take care of my mom.
Yep.
My mom is a widow,
Mm-hmm.
and some moments is okay. I'm not trying to be the mama,
Right.
but I see some things, and I'm trying
Right.
to help you.
Right. Right.
So I understand, and I'm the oldest of three, and
Mm,
so I get it. I get it. I'm a people person, but I like having my space. And
mm,
so I'm like I said, this conversation to, your money going from here to I can't even, it don't matter. I was just having a conversation with God the other day. Like, I can't wait until I can go get what I want when I want.
and you will. And you will. And guess what? I want to encourage you because I heard you say something earlier, but it's not you, it's what we've been accustomed to. It's okay for your name to be in lights.
Mm,
That's why God gave you the gift. God gave you he's gonna get the glory because he trusts you. He trusts you enough to put this show in lights and put your name in lights. And he trusts you to use your name being in lights with integrity and knowing that you're going to give him the glory. But you deserve that too.
wow.
You deserve that too. And you deserve to have whatever you want. And guess what? People used to laugh and joke. I'm sitting in a Range Rover right now, which is my dream truck. But guess what? 3 years ago, I was hanging out with this girl that I was dealing with, and we drove past the Range Rover spot. And I said, I need you to come in here and take a picture of me sitting in one. And she was looking at me like I was crazy. And I still have that picture to this day. A year and a half later, God set it up where my finances changed and my credit changed. And I walked in there and got the Range Rover that I wanted. So
Wow.
I don't know what city you live in right now, but whenever you get a chance, you go get in that car and you drive around in that neighborhood that you want to live in. You go drive around into that house that you want to buy. You go look at the whatever you want. Even if it ain't the most expensive car, if you want something new, go sit in it and take a picture of it and say, I'm gonna have it. Because guess what? You deserve it. And that's the message of millions, billions, trillions that I'm trying to convey to people too. You deserve it. We are so enslaved to struggle. One of the pastors posted a picture of him in a hoodie and said, we deserve to be rich. We deserve to be blessed. And a lady commented and said, well, I don't want to be rich, but it's a nice hoodie. And it hurt me so bad to even hear her say that, because it's like, yeah, I know, I understand you don't have to be rich, but why wouldn't you desire to be wealthy? Why wouldn't you desire to be able to leave millions of dollars for your kids and for your family? It's a sin to leave your family in debt when you die. But most times I know so many people with the Holy Ghost and ain't got no money. How many people do we know with the Holy Ghost and we had to raise an offering to bury them? That's the sin. You know what I'm saying? So we deserve to be blessed. We deserve to be wealthy. You deserve to be able to take care of your mom with no issues at all. You deserve to be able to walk in and say, I want that car this year. You deserve that. You deserve to be blessed. So I just wanted to take that moment to encourage you.
Wow.
I'm
Thank
sorry. I didn't mean to take over. I'm sorry.
No, I'm getting myself together because I'm not trying to cry my eyelashes off. You know how that go.
Yeah, you deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it.
So thank you again. I'm excited about everything that has anything in connection to you. They have
Thank
no
you.
idea that I don't know if it's the stock market or the numbers that people reach with, Radio One. They have no idea that the extension of what's going to happen for them because they accepted you.
Mm. Mm. Wow.
The things that internationally, when we think of, United States versus somebody else, or when internationally they begin to see millions, billions, and trillions, their lifestyle will change, because it's not just words.
Yep. Yep.
It's a cost to these words.
Yep.
And when you say these words and say that you're a millionaire, that you're a billionaire, you're a trillionaire, this is going to be my norm.
Yep.
And I accept that. I receive that.
Yep.
That this is going to be my norm. And I'm going to get a shirt and I'm going to post pictures to say, I remember on October 23rd.
That's right.
Travis was sitting in his Range Rover talking to me while I'm sitting on my couch.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I received the millions, trillions, and billions. And that's going to be.
Yep. It's coming. Millions, billions, trillions of blessing. Millions, billions, trillions of favor on your life. Millions, billions, trillions of dollars. All of that, whatever it needs to mean for you, is what's going to happen to you.
Absolutely. I receive it. I have one more question.
Okay.
When it came to the music, what is normally your process of, when the lyrics come to you? Are you sitting at the water? Are you laying in bed watching a show and ooh, I think that would be some good words? How did that go?
It's funny you say that because I was actually just talking about that this week. Melodies come from me sitting at the piano and playing. Sometimes I just go sit and play. But lyrics come from conversations that I have.
Okay.
Yeah. I might hear a song and be like, oh, that's a nice concept, and write something my own way. But most of the songs that I've written have come from conversations with my god sister Vaughn um, who sings on all of the things that I do. But most times we talk so much about relationships, and when I get done talking to her, I end up going to write something and writing a song, and I've been doing that a lot lately because I'm working on an album right now. Just about the consistencies and inconsistencies of humanity when it comes to relationships with people. I got songs about just trying to meet you. I got songs about sleeping with you. I got songs about not sleeping with you no more. I got songs about not being in love with you no more. I got songs about cheating. I got songs about getting cheated on. I got songs about, hey, can we fix this? Just all of that stuff that people deal with. You know what I mean? I write about that. And it's crazy, when you hear about people that have been married for 10 and 15 and 30 years. My god sister taught me something. She said, Travis, you got to find somebody. It can't be just about love. She said, you got to find somebody that you like. She said, because a lot of people are still married just because they love a person, but they don't like them no more. And I don't want to live like that. I want to love you and I know everything I'm not gonna may not always be in love. Those are just those life's ups and downs. But I don't want to just stay married just because I love you, but I don't like you. Right? You know what I mean? Like, now I want to love you and I want to like you. So now it's like I'm looking for somebody that I enjoy, I want to be around. You know what I mean? We're not doing it because I feel like I'm at work. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Yes.
getting paid to be with you. Nah, like I want to be here because I want to be here. You know what I mean? So those are the things that I write about. I'm writing about, you know what I mean, in this new album. So that's how songs come to me, just from conversation and talking to people that are married, talking to people that are not married, talking to people that want to get married, and talking to people that don't have an interest in it. You know what I mean? It's just so many things
So
go on in
many.
people's
Yeah.
mind. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Relationships can be, tricky, but
Mm-hmm.
um, coming from a person who was married for 16, got
Mm-hmm.
divorced, and then I feel that, and I know I married, I feel like it was my first crush.
Mm,
I thought, because I was a tomboy,
that's amazing.
and he was, the neighborhood ooh we that he would never be interested in me. And it
Mm-hmm.
was a total opposite.
Wow,
We both had to live life. We both had to go through our moments with other people to come to realize that you was the one all along.
that is so beautiful.
And we have
See,
our moments.
you see what you just said? That's a song to me right now. I just thought about it. I just started putting together like, man, we had to live our lives. We had to do our thing. But the whole time you've been the one. That's a song. And that's why I would go home and write that.
Yeah,
Just
all the
from you saying it.
he was, I think when I tell people he went to hell and picked me up and put me on his shoulder
Beautiful.
and nursed me back to health.
Beautiful. It's so
And
beautiful.
uh, now is you'll know not just how they look, how they smell, the conversations, those
Mm-hmm.
moments where I was told I was needy, but I don't feel like I'm needy. But you have those moments during the day where you'll think about them and they'll text you,
Mm-hmm.
and you be like,
It's
"How
the
did?"
it's the law of attraction.
Yes, I'm like, "How did you know?" And it's just I was just thinking about you. I love you. I miss you.
That's
Um,
so beautiful.
and it is when you've been through enough, you know what it's not,
Mm.
and you know um, what you desire, and it's still like I'm going to Italy. We going places.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We traveling the world. What you want, baby? I don't have a problem with, it's supposed to be men doing this. We have conversations together. We're gonna, he's on me about my health, making
Mm-hmm.
sure that we live a
Beautiful.
life together. I
That's
don't want to be
beautiful.
out your bad bedside when we could be outside walking. We could be doing these things.
That's
And
right. I love
that
it.
right there is indescribable. Like,
That is so amazing. I mean, honestly, tell hubby he is encouraging me, and that's beautiful, beautiful.
and just not, what you did in the beginning. It's not even just keep that up. It's
Hmm.
keep learning. I'm not the same person every day.
That's the truth.
Even in my ugly days and my moments when nobody knows what's going on, you
Evolution,
still got to deal with me.
evolution. Yep. Growth, elevation. Yep. I
I
love it.
saw was it Tina and the Campbells when they got remarried the other day.
Mm.
And all that, my God, today, I'm trying not to cry.
Hmm.
All that they went through,
Hmm.
both behind closed doors and in front, they still made a decision to still get past this, love each other, and recommit to each other. And that's what it's about sometimes.
Yeah, it's a
Right?
decision. It's a decision. Sometimes
Yes.
we be waiting for some big old mysterious, miraculous thing to happen. No, it's a decision to do the work. Are you worth doing the work? Are you valuable enough for me
Now
to
that's the
fix it
song.
with you? It's doing the work. And when you do the work, I believe that God honors that and
That-
will renew how you looked at him when you first met him. He will renew how you felt when you first kissed. You know what I mean? He'll renew all of that when you make a decision that you are worth me fixing this with. I think it's beautiful. I saw it.
Now listen, if I get your album and I hear
Your
you worth
story,
to fix it,
your story,
you
your
was
story.
worth the wait.
It was
Mm.
worth the wait. Yeah, listen, yeah, that's good.
I'm gonna be like, listen, I need credits. I need.
Right, right, right.
We
That's
was on
amazing.
here talking about this. Uh,
See?
so I just thank you again. I know an hour go past fast when you having a good time, uh,
Yeah,
but I just know that in the next, whatever the next is, whether it's the next relationship, that this time you'll hear your heart. You know what you deserve.
yeah, yeah.
Beyond the lights, beyond the money and all of this stuff, you know what your heart's desire is.
That's right.
So I'm looking forward to one day. I don't know if it's an Essence, Ebony, all of this Radio One that Travis Malloy has found the one, and they got matching Range Rovers. I don't know.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It is coming.
So I will definitely let people know how to get their hoodies, their sweaters from you.
Please.
Definitely will. The song is out now, right?
Yes, Never Love You Again is out right now on all digital platforms. You can stream it on Apple Music, Amazon, Google Play, Spotify, wherever music is sold digitally. It is available. Never Love You Again, Travis Malloy. And for your millions, billions, trillions, you can get that at livedreamcurrency.com. And my Instagram is Travis Malloy, TravisMalloy. I appreciate you.
No problem. So again, check his material out, his product. Not just that, just because he's a man of God and God has truly used him to birth this mission out right now. Support him. I will definitely matter of fact, I will send you the link to this video
Okay.
um to you and Aaron. And thank you again. Later on
Thank
in
you.
the line, if something else comes through, please let me know. I will bring you back on the show. Again,
We
thank
will.
you and enjoy the rest of your day, okay?
Thank you, beautiful. I appreciate you so much.
No problem. See you later.
Okay.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.